Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, Football Talk. And today, your boy is back again with another reaction video. Today, we got EA Revels new Madden 27 update. Now, this is a continuation of, wasn't yesterday, was it the day before? I can't remember exactly, but Eric Rayweather made a video about Madden coming out with their update, and some things that we know was going to be in the update. Now it's officially here, and I cannot wait to see what actually is gonna be an update, and what changes are they actually gonna make. I'm super excited to hop into this. Hopefully you guys are ready to hop into this with your boy. Without further ado though, let's jump right into it. Let's go.
Updates on the way for Madden 27. Now this video is sponsored by EA, as they did allow me to record some early footage of these updates so that I could show you in this video. And EA also just released the notes for this update that we can go over. So we've got some gameplay fixes, some franchise and superstar stuff. We've got some great new equipment and more. Now on their website it says our first major title update is on the horizon, and we wanted to give you a breakdown of what you can expect not only tomorrow, but also what's coming in a title update next week. So we have a small update coming in tomorrow, and then a follow-up update coming next week that's going to have some good stuff in it as well. But jumping into gameplay, this is where there's going to be some important fixes coming in. It says here, next week we will have a smaller title update focused on gameplay coming your way. So stay tuned for when that update is coming. But here's a quick preview of what you can expect. And I've got some footage here to show you. So one of the things they mention here are receivers jumping in situations that they don't need to. Now, when I was able to go to EA and record some of this footage, I just ran a lot of different plays over and over trying to do rack catches, which means you're trying to catch it in stride, run after the catch. But before the update, which you might have experienced too often, is sometimes players would jump in situations where they didn't need to. Like you'd be trying to rack catch the ball or maybe even possession catch it, and they would get an animation where they would jump for the ball. Now, in the limited testing that I did, it felt like I was getting rack animations when I was going for. I didn't have too many instances of receivers jumping when they weren't supposed to. Of course, there were still a couple of times here or there that it happened, but not as much as it was happening before the update went through. So this will be fixed next week when that gameplay update rolls out. But here's one of the biggest ones: more holding calls when using aggressive blocking coaching adjustment. I talked about this in a previous.
Yes, he did. The more holding calls when you're going aggressive right here, I think this will stop a lot of the metas with aggressive blocking and stuff like that. Because I did not even really know that people abuse the aggressive blocking, but I should have known. I mean, come on now. But getting more holding calls, oh yeah, this is gonna stop a lot of things, especially playing online. Oh yeah. Yep, this is one way to combat that right here, and I'm glad that they're adding that more holding, because now people aren't going to be doing aggressive blocking every single play, especially and just run the ball down your throat. So I like this change right here.
This video that this is something they were looking into, and you'll notice here in these clips I have aggressive blocking on, and you'll notice that I ran a few plays and multiple times I got a holding call. So this is pretty much dead. It still works, you still get aggressive blocking, however the risk factor is a lot higher than it was previously. And something else you might have noticed at the coaching adjustment screen is, before the update, the con of aggressive blocking was that there was the possibility of getting more holding calls, which really wasn't happening. But they also added in some more risks to the aggressive run blocking, like higher stamina drain and a higher chance of dominant shed animations from defense.
Oh, I didn't even see this. So the con, increased chance of holding penalties, like we just talked about. Higher stamina drain. Ooh, higher chance of domination. Dominate shed animation from defenders. Ooh, nah. I like this right here. The higher stamina drain already gonna take pretty much half the people that abuse this. That's gonna take them out. Ooh, okay, EA, I see y'all. Hey, this is how you fix the ones that be abusing stuff like this. This is how you fix it right here. And I know some people that have been abusing it are going to probably not like this, but this makes the game more fun. You know what I mean?
The next gameplay change coming next week says the defense now flips with offense when auto flip coaching adjustment is on. For example, a slot DB will auto follow a slot wide receiver when the formation is flipped when auto flip is on. So you can see here I flip my formation and the DB will follow. Sometimes before the update, this was a bug that was not happening, and that's a pretty big deal because you want your defense to flip with the offense. And here's the other really big one for this upcoming gameplay update. Blockers respond better to contain rushers. Now, it's important to note here that the contains themselves have not changed. They're still going to get the same angles. They're still going to be able to potentially...
Okay, I like this right here. By the way, somebody in my comment section had told me about, you know, the containment not being good. Here it is. As you can see in the footage right here, he comes all the way from down here. He's the blitzer, and now it's more contained. Yeah, because last gameplay that he had showed, I mean, the offensive lineman was still in his stance like this, and the defender was already at the quarterback. Actually, he was already celebrating the sack that he just got on your quarterback, while the offensive lineman is still like this, still shuffling his feet. I am so glad that they updated this, bro, because I would be so mad if a safety came all the way down here and my offensive lineman just dumbs out, and next thing you know, I either take a sack or I force a throw and it's an interception. I am so glad they got this fixed.
Rush the passer in certain situations.
Ain't gonna be perfect, but
quarterback
look at
in the
this.
pocket. But what's happened now is that the tackles are going to respond better. They're going to get a little bit deeper into their blocks, and you could see in the multiple different scenarios that I ran here, they're doing a better job at actually sliding out, sliding back, and picking up those contains. I'm not going to say that there's never going to be an instance where contains will still beat them and come in, but it's not going to be quite how it was before the update.
Look how much
The
better this is,
two things
bro.
with this upcoming gameplay update that's rolling out next week is that aggressive blocking, in my opinion, is pretty much cooked. Like, it still works, but the risks are just way too high to keep it on all game long like people were. And contains are going to be picked up a lot easier now, unless people maybe find another way around it. So a lot of popular defenses
people are
that
going to
contain rush
way
might have to be adjusted.
Get this.
Moving on to franchise mode here, it says wear and tear. There is a known issue around CPU teams not managing wear and tear throughout their roster. We believe that we have isolated the issue, and it should be greatly improved with this release, so this should be going through with the update tomorrow. They also address the college coach abilities that were not being unlocked with the college coach archetype. It says we have solved this issue with newly created franchise leagues, but it will not unlock the abilities for coaches that were previously created. Keep in mind that these abilities are only for the head coach. So this fix should be in tomorrow. They also fixed an issue where creative players were disappearing after a game was played after importing a custom roster file to start the league. They also fixed an issue where the value of void years weren't being applied when a contract expired. Now, those are the things you could expect to be going into effect with the update tomorrow, but they also talked about some other things that they're currently working on. And it says here, our franchise team is actively investigating several community reported issues regarding roster management, free agency logic, salary cap progression, and CPU decision making. We are committed to addressing these issues and will provide updates in future Gridiron notes or directly via the Madden NFL Direct account when these issues are resolved. Here is the current list of some key issues we are looking into. It says here, a temporary fix was implemented last week to alleviate an issue some players were experiencing in multi-user franchise leagues. The team is now targeting a full fix to restore the weekly recap to arrive next week, so that should be all addressed soon there. It also says players are retiring at unexpected or illogical points in their careers. They're tracking that. They're also tracking free agents and re-signing players.
I've heard about this over
signing
the
unrealistic
years,
long-term contract deals. We've seen that a bunch. People have talked about it. And here are some of the other bullet points. I'm just going to pop them up here on the screen, but you can see these are all kind of the common issues that franchise mode people have been having. They're tracking all of it. They're on top of it, is what it sounds like, so we should be getting fixes for those things specifically very soon. Moving on to Superstar mode, they fixed an issue where
Ooh,
quitting a
Superstar
showdown
mode.
1v1 game during an extra point could cause the game to crash. They fixed a rare issue on the Nintendo Switch 2 where a showdown play-a-friend 3v3 game could crash while loading into the game. They improved stability throughout Superstar when creating and confirming your avatar, including navigating appearance, gear, uniform, and attribute customization. They improved stability when purchasing and equipping gear in Superstar, improved stability when entering and exiting Superstar, progressing through contract signing, and navigating the Superstar Center. They improved stability when starting franchise Superstar games and moving through related pre-game flows, improved stability during post-game flows and when advancing through Superstar, and there's additional stability improvements that have been made across Superstar and Showdown menus to reduce instances where players could become stuck or unable to continue. But now we gotta move into the equipment. My equipment heads, they are still going to
Equipment
work
heads
for us,
out
and we got
there.
some good stuff. I believe all this equipment stuff is coming.
I know we got
in
a
the
couple
next
that
week
watch
update,
my
not the one
videos.
tomorrow. Maybe we'll be surprised, but what I was told was that the equipment stuff is coming next week, but it's a lot of good stuff
Okay,
on
so
the
it's
way.
coming next week.
Starting out with the new cleats, the Nike Vapor Edge Kobe 6 cleats.
Ooh.
They will be in the game finally. We've been asking for these. These are one of my most
These are
requested cleats that I was
fire.
asking about last year. I don't think we got anything like Grinch colorways,
Nah,
but
they look
we got
so
the different
clean,
team
bro.
colorways. You can
I've
see
always
some
been a
different
fan of the
variations of it right
Kobe
here, so I'm
shoes.
excited to have these in.
They definitely.
Another one I've been waiting for, the Nike Foamposite Pro. We saw these debut last year. A number of players were wearing them. They're now in the game, and you'll see
like
different
them too.
colorways depending on which.
Ooh,
These
nah.
look great. I think
the green. Oh yeah. Nah, I fucks with the green colorway on these. Nah, I fucks with that. It reminds me of like the Grinch a little bit. Yeah.
these are one of my favorite cleats out right now, especially this red and black right here. I mean, these just look pretty cool. I got these on
can't go
Odell
wrong with
right
red and
here
black.
as we kind of transition here. I
Cannot
mean,
go
I don't know. These just look awesome. I'm glad to see these new Nike cleats. We also got the Diamond Turf 93s. Been waiting on these as well. We had those original Diamond Turfs for a couple of years. Now we got the 93s. These are some of the best looking ones in this update. Nike getting a lot of love here. You can see a couple different variations right there for the Dions, but that's not it. We also got the Diamond Turf too. Those were added as well. So a couple of new
like them
Dions
too.
in the game.
Purple-
I know a
purple
lot
and
of
white,
people are
I
gonna be
fucks
happy
with
to see
purple and
those.
white
We
color
needed some
too.
more Nike love, and we got it. And it doesn't stop there. We also got the Nike Alpha Menace Pro 5s coming to the game.
I
soon.
would rock
As you can
them.
see, these
I ain't
look
gonna lie to you.
awesome.
I'll rock
Nike boys
these.
are eating
Even
in
though
this
I'm not like
update.
a
There's still
high
few more
top
they
type
gotta
of
go after, but
person,
with this update here,
I
we're
definitely
getting
would
pretty
rock
up to
something like
date.
them.
Also, the Nike Alpha Menace Elite 5s coming to the game as well. So we're really getting caught up here with the Nike stuff. They added a lot of good new options in this update, and I'm glad to see them in the game. But we're also getting laced with some new Under Armour stuff. We've got the Icon.
Ain't gonna lie,
Live. This
Under
is one that
Armour
a lot of
has
people
been doing
waiting
this
for.
thing.
Under Armour's been
It
putting
used
out
to
a lot
be-
of heat these last couple
They
years. So I'm glad
definitely
to see them
have.
getting up to date in the
It
game.
used to be Under
Also
Armour
got
was
the
like you
Spotlight
probably get like
Icon
3
logo.
pair.
Probably my favorite ones
3
that
or
have been
4.
added with the recent updates. Under Armour's seen a few new things come to the game. These, in my opinion, look the best. We also got the Spotlight Pro. So we're really getting up to date now with
Those
lot
are
of these
clean.
different
I fucks
brands.
with
I'm
those.
glad to see them. If it's on field, we want to see it in the game. Moving on
Facts.
to turtlenecks. Yes, my boys, we got turtlenecks now. So under the
got
head option, there is a
turtlenecks,
new screen where
okay.
you can select turtlenecks. So
Okay.
we've kind of got here you
We got turtlenecks in the game, okay. Ooh, I like these. I fuck with these, and you see, you got different. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 8 different pair of turtlenecks. Ooh, I like this. Okay, EA. Okay, I see y'all.
seeing the regular just white option, and then you have also a scrunched option that's a little baggier.
Ooh, I
basically
like
you
the
have white,
scrunch
black,
option.
and you've got team colors in both a smaller, smoother option, kind of more what you see most players wear, but then they also added a little bit of a baggier scrunched option as well. So I'm glad they added this in. For me, this was one of the highest things up on the priority list that they still needed to get in. We saw them add a bunch of stuff over the offseason, which was great, but we're not even a month into the game. We're already getting a bunch of new cleats. We're getting the turtlenecks, which is one of the things we've been waiting for. So just glad to see the work is really being put in to update the drip in the game. And with that said, we're moving on to the face masks. We got a lot of new ones in this update. We've got the
face
Axiom
mask.
2-bar straight here, which is the one that Jackson Dart
People
wears,
been
I
really
believe. So
hyped
that is
on
now
the
in the
face
game.
mask
Axiom
over
helmet
these
definitely
past
got a lot
couple
of new
years.
good ones here. They got the robot 808 straight with this update coming soon. We've got the 2-bar straight double as well. So just going to give you a good look here at all the new ones. We got some other good ones coming up soon with other helmets. We've got the Axiom Venom face mask as well here. Like obviously Jackson Dart wouldn't wear this, but just using him as the model here. We've got the Robot Jagged 3 face mask also added with this upcoming update. We've got the Robot straight double for the Axiom as well. So I would want to say the Axiom is the helmet that got the most with this update. We've got the Robot RB Jagged 3. I mean, you can see a ton of new options here as it is one of the more popular helmets in the league. We've also got the Axiom Web
Straight
added with this
offensive
upcoming
lineman.
update here. This one looks
When I
pretty
see
good.
that, I
Up
see an
next, we've also
offensive
got
lineman.
the Axiom 3-bar straight double face mask, so giving you a good look there. And we've got the JR Cross 808 as well, the Jalen Ramsey face mask. This one looks pretty cool. Moving on to the Speed Flex, they got a few new ones here. So we've got the Robot Jagged 808 HD for the Speed Flex. This one's looking really clean right there. This one's interesting. This is the Robot Max. Now this is the Max Crosby face mask. Now he wears this on the Vices too, which we'll get
this
to
the
later.
Max
But they
Crosby
also
face
made the
mask.
mask for the Speed Flex just in case he happens to want to change to that helmet at a later date. And you can actually now equip it in the game because it does
that's
technically
cool right
exist in
there. I
real
like
life.
that.
They also
That's
added the
tough.
Robot 808 HD as well for the Speed Flex here, giving you just a good little look at that. They also added the Spider face mask as well, which is the Brian Burns face mask. Now, they also added this for the helmet that he currently wears, which we'll get to later, but you can equip this on the Speed Flex as well. Moving on here, we've got the Robot Jagged 2 for the Speed Flex helmet. So basically all the popular helmets in the game on field, they're getting some new stuff. Got the Robot X here as well, which is the last new one for the Speed Flex helmets. Now here we've got the Vices 02 Robot Max, which is the Max Crosby face mask. Now again, they added it for the Speed Flex as well in case he wants to ever switch his helmet, but this is the helmet he currently wears in real life. This is the face mask he wears. It's
rocks
his
with that.
custom mask, and it's now
Ain't gonna
in
lie, I've
Madden,
always
which is
liked
great.
Max
We also got a
Crosby,
few other face masks added for this helmet as well. We've got
face
the
mask.
2-bar
Always
Jagged,
fuck
as you
with
can
them.
see here, just throwing it on Max Crosby. We've also got the JR Cross, the Jalen Ramsey face mask. And we also got the kicker face mask for this helmet as well.
Ooh, we got the kicker face mask. There you go. Kickers are people too.
And like I mentioned earlier, the Spider
Thank
mask
you.
for the Shut F7. You could see it here on Brian Burns. So just giving you kind of a look here
that
at
looks
what that
clean.
looks like for Brian Burns. That is now in the game. Another nice surprise is we've got the Guardian Cap XT 2.0, which this looks a lot better than the original Guardian Cap in my opinion,
Oh, it
because it doesn't
definitely
have
does.
that kind of sock fitted over the helmet in the same exact way.
Nah,
Kinda
I
looks more
really
like it's
fuck
made
with
into
this.
the Guardian Cap itself.
Yeah,
So
facts.
these will be coming to the game soon as well. You're going to start seeing players wear these more in real life, as these are the updated version. We also got some jersey patch updates coming as well. As you can see, the 49ers got their jersey patch that they're going to be wearing this year. The Saints got their 60-year anniversary patch as well. As you can see right there, looking pretty clean on Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Facts.
And we also got the 25-year patch for the Texans. So all of
Ooh, I
those
like
will be up to
that.
date
The
very
25
soon
year-
in
ooh, I like
Madden
that.
27.
Okay.
They did sneak a few new face scans in as well. We've got Chris Johnson here for the Dolphins. We'll probably get a bigger batch of updated scans, especially some of the rookies and stuff like that later on. But we did get a good bit at launch, and now they're putting a few more in. So again, Chris Johnson here for the Dolphins. We also got rookie Jeremy Bernard of the Steelers. He was added in this update as well. So just wanted to make sure that I captured that for you guys. We also got Keldrick Falk of the Titans, so they did, like I said, sneak just a few rookies in here. Not a really big batch, but these were the few that I was able to find. And the last one here is going to be Peter Woods of the Chiefs. So few guys that they were able to get in pretty quickly for this update, but I do think we'll get a bigger batch of these guys in a few weeks once we're like kind of a month and a half into the game when they do that first really big update. We'll see more of those. They also did update the hair out of the helmet for Puka Nacua. Now, he didn't get an updated scan or updated hair like with the helmet off, but when the helmet's on field, the hair will not stick out. Same goes for CJ Stroud as
that.
well, because they both recently cut their hair. So with the helmet on, you will not see it hanging out of the helmet. Now, if you want to know about all of the coolest hidden details and features,
Man, oh man. So some of these updates are going to be coming next week. Others are going to be coming tomorrow. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm definitely going to download the update and see the containment thing. That right there to me is probably the best thing that they have been able to patch, the containment, because like I said, I saw some people, when I talked about the aggressive blocking last time. like bring up, oh, but they haven't fixed the containment. Like, no, don't nobody care about the aggressive blocking because the containment is this and that. Well, they're fixing it now. Is it going to be 100%? No, nothing is going to be 100% in a game, but it's going to be a 9 out of 10. Take it with what you want. But I appreciate you guys for watching this reaction. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.